Yeah, good morning. This is Bang Bang Ray Hill. Please like and subscribe. Listen, uh, I don't know what's happened now between Marvin and Sean, do you know what? I just had a mate of mine, Matt Legger, from Milton Keynes, getting involved with kids, getting them off the street, into boxing clubs, into community centres, just into halls, yeah? Trying to get them into boxing and some physical education sport, anything that's going to get them off the street, yeah? And there's you two fighting each other, and there's young kids out there getting stabbed to death, yeah? And you two have got so much power behind you, yeah? It's more power than anybody else on YouTube, really, and James English. And yet you talk about silly things, about each other, fighting each other, saying this, saying that. And yet there's kids out there stabbing each other. And there's people like you two on YouTube, or you three on YouTube, they're not doing nothing about it. They're doing little things here and there, right? You got to try and get into the government to open up centres to do something with these kids. You know, a lot. We know. I say a lot of things about the kids myself. I think that it comes from different areas than just off the street. What I'm saying off the street, I mean people that actually live in this country, people that come from this country. It doesn't come from this country at all. It comes from abroad, yeah. It comes from abroad. It comes from where the government are the cause of this. They're the cause of all this knife crime, believe, because they let people come across the borders, right, from war zone countries, right, that don't know no different than stabbing and shooting people, like Libya. Them places, all they do is stab people, cut people's throats, drink little kids' blood and things like that. It's ridiculous. And yet they let them across the water. You look at any boat that comes across the water, any barge or boat that comes across the water, it's full of young men. There's no women on it, all full of young men. And the government let them in, and they come on our streets, and they don't know no different. They start stabbing people to death. They start stabbing people. You've got to get it. You've got to get it right. What's going on? I mean, you never heard much about stabbings before all this. Before people start coming from different countries across the channel, you never heard much about that. He did now and again. It's obviously he did now and again. People getting stabbed, but now it's gone crazy. It's gone mad. It's not an epidemic. It's an epidemic. All it is people, the government, are letting people come across the border, right, from war zone areas who pick up guns and pick up knives in this country because they've already got people in this country, and they're going to do the exact same thing over here. And they're petrified in life out of parents. Parents who send their kids to school. A young kid, a 9-year-old little girl got stabbed to death the other day. What is going on, mate? It's gone crazy. And you get Sean and you get Marvin Herbert want to fight, want to become, like, it's like a child's thing. They want to fight each other over what? Over something so stupid, it's unbelievable. And yet, nothing's being said. Nothing, no one else is being said. Nothing about this knife crime and all this. Get it sorted, you two. Get it sorted, you three. James English, Marvin Herbert, and Shann Attworth. Get it sorted. You three have got a lot of power on YouTube. Get into the right people. Talk to the right people about people coming across the water from the war zone countries into our country. There's so many of them now, it's unbelievable. Why don't they put them in prisons when they come over here? Put them in prisons. Put them in prisons until they can sort out what's going on. Instead of putting them in big hotels in the city, and they're just coming on the street killing our kids. Sort it out. Sort it out, Marvin. Sort it out, Sean. Sort it out, James English. Now, come on. Get it together, you three. Come on, let's stop talking fights, having stupid fights about silly things, threats and all this crap. There's kids out there, mate, getting threatened every day and getting stabbed to death. Do something about that, yeah? Bang, bang, rail. Please like and subscribe. Yeah, bye, nice one.